Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Eddie Marcus here once again, spokesman and advocate of basic human rights for all people. Got a little message I'd like to share with you on this glorious day. A message of love and truth. Coming live to you from station WEBM. That's wonderful Eddie B. Marcus, operating smack down from the top of the sky, the spiritual realm, to wherever you are. The message today, I want to get a focus from you on what we usually refer to when we talk about love, having compassion for one another. We all know someone who says that they care so much for someone else. But isn't it amazing oftentimes when you find people that care so much about you, if they want to use someone, you are the one most likely to be used. Wonder why is that? How can someone care about you and then use you? Perhaps they figure that your compassion for them, if they get in trouble by getting caught, would allow you to not be so hard on them because of what you care for them, not thinking that you might feel the same vengeance or the same desire to get even with them as they had for taking advantage of you. In any event, both of the people find something that's loosened. In other words, neither one of them are willing to forgive or forget. So, the Maker, the Father, the Creator of the universe and all that exists, knew that. And yet people do that. Sometimes you find people who get bills and they get upset with maybe their significant other or just their friends or family members because they got some additional problems and they feel that they gotta let that energy out on someone, and so they go to those they say they love to vent. And those who really cause a problem are not dealt with. For instance, the interest rates are going to be going up pretty soon if they haven't already. And when that happens, people who are in debt, their payments are going to have to go up. They're going to go up. And it's going to cause all kinds of additional problems. And some people are going to be considering maybe finding additional work to try to deal with additional costs. But nobody's going to think about dealing with the system. And if they do think about dealing with the system, they're not going to deal with the system. They're going to go any route. But that is the problem. That is the problem. The people are the shapers of the system. And rather than straighten the system out, it seems to be easier to go and get another job. And so they pass the problem on to their children and to their grandchildren, who will probably do the same thing as you do or as we do. Pass it on. And eventually. But see, ladies and gentlemen, we have a unique measure in time. We get a chance to see. We get a chance to see with our own eyes. We get a chance to experience in our own lives when truth gets tramped on. When people will stand before you and denounce truth and lift up a lie and glorify a lie and expect mountains to move. And gradually, as time passes and the lie keeps going, you start seeing strength and motivation start going toward the lie, giving the lie some liability. Something strange about that. That's the essence of what has always happened since the beginning of time. Whether it was in heaven, whether it was in the Garden of Eden, it's happening right now, and it has always been happening. And the purpose of it is to do exactly what it's doing. And what is it doing? It's splitting the population up. All the different things that happen within the system happens for one main reason: to split the population up, to draw to them that part that is needed to facilitate what it is all about. And what it is all about is that we are more important. In fact, we are divine. And these over here we give some power to and some power to, and we reward them according to their fit in our plan. And you, well, you matter a little bit, but not that much. So your pain and suffering is what we live on. And people buy into it. Just like you see the Republican Party is going toward what Trump is doing. Now, let's say those of you who are not afraid and are not ashamed to admit exactly what Trump is doing. You know exactly what Trump is doing. And you're watching him. And you can't believe he's getting away with it. And then there are others that's seeing what Trump is doing, and they're empowering Trump. And they know what Trump is doing, but they figure get on the winning team. And the winning team is the one that follows the Creator. The Creator says, in heaven, follow the principles that maintains heaven. In the garden, follow the principles that maintains what the garden is all about. On earth, follow the principles. Follow the principles the same all the way down the line. And it seems all the way down the line, people have violated, or whomever were given the restrictions violated them. And in order to get back on the winning team, on the winning side, you got to stand the same challenge. You got to change the world for which you played a part in creating, or you got to die trying. Now that seems kind of cold, doesn't it? That seems cold when you think about death, the way you've been taught about death from the world that keeps you in bondage. They keep you in bondage, in complete slavery on the one hand. Complete slavery on the one hand. They keep you in bondage, complete slavery on the one hand. Depending, it doesn't matter what role you're playing, whether you're serving their purpose on the as the house person or the field person, doesn't matter. You're doing it. And on the other hand, if you don't do it, you got death standing right there telling you that's your only escape. You be a slave or you die. And so what do they tell you about death? Just what you know. And it scares the hell out of most of you. What they don't tell you about death is that it is a door of escape from this dimensional bull unto the one that your death qualifies you for. They don't tell you that. They don't tell you that the death is your escape. They don't tell you that all of us are entrapped. We are all trapped down here on earth. In Russia, we do what the Russian government say do. In China, we do what the Chinese government say do. All over Asia. In Northern Korea, we do what the powers that be says do. In the United States of America, we do what the power says do. In South America, all down up in there, you do what the powers that be, what the government says do. And if you don't do it, listen to me, ladies and gentlemen, it doesn't matter where you're at. If you don't do it, death. And everywhere and nowhere have you been told that death is the door for your escape. Because it's wonderful on the other side. Nobody will tell you that. Because if you knew that, they would have no more control over you. If you knew it, they would have no more control over you. Jumping into bed with death would be like the first time you smoke some marijuana. And they would have no more control over you. So making sure that everybody had a career of their own choosing would be simple. Making sure that everybody had food, clothing, and shelter would be simple. Making sure that everyone would have unlimited and unrestricted education would be simple. To make sure that everybody had health care from the womb to the tomb would be simple. And there would be nothing standing upright knowing to be an obstacle in your way. Anything that was discovered would be removed, so there would be smooth flow, smooth harmony in producing peace and maintaining prosperity and the joy of life on this earth. But we got a problem. That's not the way it is. But the whole purpose of this message is to say to all of us, let's make it the way it should be. Let's make it the way it should be. You shouldn't be going out getting a second job, trying to survive. No. You should be doing the job, the career that you have been given to do, and you should have no bills. No bills whatsoever. All of your needs and all of the things that make your dream come true are there provided for by God. And one more time. What you see Donald Trump doing, whether you're supporting him or not, what you see Donald Trump doing is what has always been done all over the world. It's just so obvious right now in America's face. I mean, they actually see it. They actually see it. They actually see it. And ladies and gentlemen, listen. Yes, these are Republicans that you see all this ugliness happening. But you have these ugly Republicans doing what they do, their ugliness, because the ugly Democrats weren't doing anything any better. So don't you think for one little minute that switching back over to the Democrats is the answer to these problems. No, my friends, my sisters, and my brothers, the answer to these problems are not with the politicians. The answer to these problems are with you. Do you want these problems solved, or are you going to stay divided listening to this crap that people have been telling you to keep you divided? Or are you going to be bigger than all of that and stop listening to fools trying to make fools of you? But you are going to stand up and recognize what it is that is required to meet your needs, and appreciate that if it it's necessary to meet yours, it's necessary to meet everyone else. Might not even be that tight, but give it the benefit of the doubt. And having done that, that means basically respect each other as you require them to respect you. And it's not going to be a hard thing because now the door has been opened. And you are what you were made to be. You are what you were intended to be. And you are doing it. You got your hands to the plow on something that you love doing. And it's so designed that by you having your hand to the plow, doing what you love doing, each of it, all across the billions of hands across the earth, each of those hands is playing a part, a necessary part, in the completed picture of success of the world, for peace for the world, prosperity for the world, happiness and joy in life for the world. Each of you are playing a part in that. And now you know that the Federal Reserve is a part of a scam. You know that taxation is part of a scam. Credit and debts and fees and fines, these are all part of a scam that's been instituted to lift someone else up in the position of supreme authority. And by so accepting, we as people all over the earth, even in our nations and in our towns and our little cities, we are the supporters of that which we thought we had delegated to protect us. And that's not happening. And it appears as if we have been so programmed that we allow these things to happen continuously as they are happening in our face, in our midst today. And the Democrats are just hoping that Republicans look so ugly that you run to the polls and just vote for Democrats, knowing that they'll get Trump out of here. Well, what would that do for you? I said it 2 or 3 times during this presentation. Let me say it one more time. Human beings got a role to play, but they are not the solution. White men, black men, men or women, big or small, Americans or otherwise, they all got ideas about how to run things, and every one of their ideas are prejudiced based upon them, based upon who they are. And there's only one that knows all, and that's the parent of all. And that parent has designed something for all of you. If you accept that parent as being your parent, that means the power you can't see made the earth, the moon, the sun, the sky, the stars, and the earth, and the waters, and the trees, and the valleys, and the grass, and the fruits, and all that other stuff. And you. That power has a plan that allows for you to live heavenly. Heavenly is the best way you can imagine living. No one else does. So I'm offering you a chance this day to go back and try God. Try God. Everything belongs to God. But all the things that can be used by human beings are there for you human beings to use from God. And first of all, to meet your needs for survival. God's love doesn't make what you call supremacy for anybody. Doesn't make lords over anybody. Doesn't abuse, exploit anybody. I mean, anything you want, you can ask for it, and it's really there for you. Everything that you need and desire is there for you. All the things that humanly possible for mankind to make, that they are making, are there for you. But you got to get the system out of your head. The system that you've been taught all your lives, you got to get that out of your head. All of that is corrupt. Look in America today. Look what is happening. It is as corrupt. It doesn't matter whether you are for Trump or against Trump. In your mind, you see it is corrupt. Why? Because it's not working. And neither side can point to the other side and say, if you did it our way, it would be fixed. Because every last one of you know that would be a lie. It would not be fixed. So I'm giving you some, ladies and gentlemen, that you can think about. This thing that you're in right now is unfixable. The only thing you can do is get worse. There might be some spurts and times when things might settle out for a season. But it's going to get right back on the track of going on downhill. But this is your time. Not your parents' time, not your grandparents' or great-great-grandparents' time. Not your children's time or your great or your grandchildren's time. This is your time. Your time. This is your time to be great. They might not remember your name, but they will remember your time. What you did here during your time. Your time. You can fix the world by fixing yourselves, and that will fix the world. But you can do it. Others haven't. You can. So I'm asking the whole world, I don't care who you think God is, I'm asking you to try a special kind of love. A love that every God should be wise of. A love that frees you to live. Everybody to live and nobody to die. Everybody to live and nobody to die. That God who has prepared that you'll never run out of anything that you need. And if anything starts depleting, it's only because something else is being greeted in. Brand new. Don't ever, ever doubt God again. God is the answer. Thank you so very much. Bye-bye.